Today we start with some fascia work. So with fascia, a few things that's important is one, we want to keep on changing direction so that you can feel that the fascia is moving into all directions. It's almost as if you want to take a t-shirt and it's all crumpled up and you want to pull it and get it ironed out in all directions. Two, we have to have a change in direction and a change in speed. So we'll start with our feet facing forward, slightly wider than your hips, and we'll start with our curl up. So imagine that you're throwing a discus, holding onto your hand. So we're spiraling up. We're actually winding up the system from your foot, spiral right through the body, through my hips, through my body, and my arm is the last point. So spiraling up, arm is the last point. When I start the movement, it starts through my hips. Starting through my hips, then the rib cage comes, chest, and the arm is the last to move. So slow motion will look like this. Winding up to one side, releasing, and flowing all the way through. Winding up through the foot. You can even lift the foot up, that's fine, and release. Normal speed will look like this. So I'm really activating that movement through my hips. If you have a bad shoulder, you will go your speed. So with a bad shoulder, you don't want to flick it. You will maybe start getting movement and closing down that shoulder. So really, all these movements, you need to make your own. I give you ideas, you take your body and you fit into it. The reverse of this is like throwing a frisbee. So now I'm winding myself up to the front and I'm releasing towards the back. Winding up to the front and releasing to the back. You'll do about 6 on each side. Imagine now that you've got a ball in your hand and we're going cross body, up, reach, 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 and I pull back and I'm down. So it's like a catapult that I'm pull, tension, 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 and then release the tension. Same way here, up and release. Drive it up and release. And again, if you feel that you've got a back that's a bit dodgy, slow down. My fast, your fast, the next person's fast will be very, very different. Because my body is different to your body, is different to the next person's body. Look after yourself. Our next one, we call it the lawnmower start. So we're going to go across our body. Really feel like you're pulling down into a spring and then with that explosion, release. We're really working through the connective tissue, the tendons, teaching the tendons and ligaments to really compress and spring back. Compress and spring back. And then our next one is the full body extension. So we're not bending our back and we're not going into a full deep squat. I'm just as if I've got a band around my body that's pulling me. So I'm really feeling my glutes and my hamstrings and my quads and even lower back tensing up a little bit. And then it releases to go up. Pull, pull, pull. So it's really that tension in one direction and the spring-like release in the other direction. Pull down and release. Opposite of that, imagine you've got a big slam ball. You've got a ball in your hand, lift it up above your head. Now my tension goes backwards. There. So my whole back, long line. And then I release. And I extend. I'm not pushing into my back. I'm not hanging. I'm lifting up and over. So I'm really tense and in full structure. Up and through. Right, so about 5 or 6 of those. Our next one is a figure 4 sit down or a figure 4 get up. Right. So with our figure 4, we start with both legs forward. We're going to fold one leg in behind the other knee. Still sitting with a bit of an injured knee, so I'll show you how to deal with this exercise if you do have a bit of dodgy knees. If all is well and your body is feeling fine, we can start by putting my hand back and start pushing myself across. Just to feel how your body feels. After that, you're going to use the front leg, the back leg, the bent knee, to push yourself over. And then you get a beautiful stretch as you lean through the inner thighs towards that front knee. You can also use this as an exercise as you go further up, really working through that front quad. Get about 5. With the dodgy knee, so at this moment I cannot bend my knee properly and I cannot put pressure on it. So if I still want to get the nervous system messaging coming through, I will leave this leg where I feel comfortable and I'll push with my arm, lifting myself up over that knee and stretch. Again, you can also go sideways. Now always remember, as long as you keep structure, you can really do anything you want. Structure, I mean, if I do this movement, losing form, losing my structure, there, and I'm just rolling up, my body doesn't really know what I want from it. It doesn't know really what needs to work, which means my exercise or my movement becomes really irrelevant. Once I start activating, so if I really keep my structure, the body works like a chain. Once you keep the chain nice and taut and in structure, it is really a strong connection. So from here, I'm going to put weight on my top leg, weight on my arm, and stabilize through my lats and my waist. There. This already is a beautiful exercise, if you can't go any further than that. But from here, now, if I do it slowly, I'm working on my rotation. I'm getting inner thigh work, rotation through the shoulder, and through. So it's a very strong exercise, worthwhile for anybody to do, with or without the injured knee, and it really sparks the nervous system up. Right. Again, it doesn't matter that it's different on the two sides as long as you keep your structure. Right? We're not actually building muscle in this movement. Crawling from here, we'll still stay on hands and knees. And important here as well is structure. If I do this, my body has got no clue what should work. It's got no clue what should connect into the next body part. But if I keep it strong, pushing through my back leg, feeling my body working here, stabilize through my arms, getting the work through my legs, I fire up my muscles and my connective tissue like nothing. Back. So even the simplest exercise you can make into an amazing workout. In fact, it is probably the simpler exercises that gives you the most value. From here, you can play around with moving in different directions. Mouth closed and breathe into your nose. Beautiful. Have fun with those, and I'll see you next time.